This video is brought to you by Draeger's Classic. Hi, I'm Jerry Draeger, Draeger's International Classic Sales in Seattle, Washington. We're here at Draeger's Clubhouse where I want to show you this 1965 Ford Mustang Fastback. This is a beautiful car. Now it's got a 302 in it with a 4-speed transmission and a Detroit locker. And I got to tell you, this is a beautiful car. It's got style steel wheels on it. It had other wheels on it, but these things look so good with the style steel wheels. We put brand new style steel wheels and tires on it. This car came out of Spokane, Washington, where it was rebuilt. The guy had owned it for a number of years, and he took it all apart and rebuilt it. The engine's rebuilt. Everything's all new paint and interior, and it's just a beautiful, gorgeous car. It's got the GT stripes on it, but it's not a GT. It's a standard Mustang. It's got the trumpet exhaust in the back. They're coming out there, and of course these fastbacks are just beautiful. They got the lines on them that they're smaller than the 67, 68 fastbacks with this where they cut it down on the deck, and it really makes them look great. You'll enjoy this car. It should give you a lot of years of good service. As you can see, the driver's side of this car is absolutely beautiful and gorgeous, and there's not much on it. There's a little spot right there I see, and it's been brush touched. I mean, everything looks beautiful along here. And there's a little spot right there. Now, this all works good. The window holds up and down good. Vent windows work good. Doors close good. And as you can see, everything else, it just looks beautiful. And the reflection in this paint, I mean, this paint job is a very nice paint job, is very good. And of course, you got the GT emblems and the 289 emblem, even though it's a 302 in here. Very nice. This front end, again, is beautiful. And of course, we got the GT light bar on here. And the other thing I noticed, does not have the bumper guards down here. Now, to open the hood, you just reach down here, pull on that lever underneath there, and lift up. And of course, there's your 302 engine. You can see there's this 302 engine, and the compartment in here is all clean and nice and everything. It's got electronic ignition on here. I like the fact that they took these, put socks on all the plug wires to insulate them a little bit. Not a bad idea. It's got an aluminum polished pulley here, chrome alternator. Let's take a look and see what we got carburation on here. There you go. It's got an Edelbrock 4-barrel on there, and of course that's what I like. It's got an Edelbrock intake on there also, and of course we got the Cobra valve covers on here. So it just makes it look nice. There we go. Get that on. This car is nicely done. You can see the underside of this hood's all nice and everything else. Could be cleaned up. We haven't done anything to this car. This is just exactly the way we bought it. We've not polished it or waxed it. The only thing we've done is, so far, is put the wheels on it. And of course, this hood closes just fine. And again, the rest of this is all real nice across here. The passenger side on this Mustang looks beautiful, just like the rest of the car. It's super straight. There's a little chip in the paint right there. It could just be brush touched. Chrome is beautiful. Of course, these style steel wheels are brand new, and we got disc brakes on here. This all looks good. We got the GT emblems on it and the GT stripes. And again, it's not a GT. And all this looks good. Everything looks really nice on this car. I mean, it just, everywhere I look, it's beautiful. I don't see anything out of place or anything on the car. Doors open and close good. All this looks nice. I just love the looks of these fastbacks. So they're just a great looking car. This all looks just super nice. The back end on this Mustang, of course, is like the whole thing. It's all beautiful and really nice. It all looks good. The chrome looks good. There's the exhaust coming out through the valance there. And I mean, everything looks great. I mean, this car's neat. Now, the trunk, you got to push down on the lid. You got to get it all the way in. And then you can open this up. And this has got a something you just don't see. Cantilever locking system on there where normally they would have a spring. And you got a spare. And just a black spare. Nothing exciting. Lug wrench. No jack. And you can see this side looks good and solid. You know, this is one of those areas I like to look at because if you get rust, this will be rusted out. Now the fastbacks, the other thing neat about them, they have a pass-through here. So you've got a little lever over here, you can push that up, and then you can look all the way through. So you just put that back. There we go. Here's a CD changer right there. And you can see this underside of the lid is all finished nice. I mean, this car was really done well. Again, to close this, you got to pull this to the back, and it'll just drop down. Except I didn't show you this other side yet, did I? We got to take a look here. Again, this is all real good. That's one of the places I look. A lot of times that's all rusted out. And looks like a brand new gas tank. Couldn't tell from the underside because it's all painted black. So again, close the lid, you got to do that. And just drop it down. Of course, this all looks beautiful. This whole thing looks great. You can see that the dash pad on here is beautiful. This bezel, I'm sure, was replaced, and all this looks real nice. It's got a tack on here, and of course it's got the blue steering wheel, and you can see we got a Kenwood stereo system in here. It's got 6 speakers. They're down, there's one of them right down here on each side, one in the door right here, and then one in the back. Anyway, you can see that the seats are all real nice, beautiful. It has seat belts. Too. They have a console in here. This is an aftermarket console of some kind. And the headliner on this car is, I'm sure, I mean, it could be the original one, but it looks too nice to be the original at all. This car was all totally restored, so that's why it looks so good. Now, I like that when these are down. I just think they look really neat. But with these speakers in here, it's tight. So you take the grill off. We already got the one off the other side, and then you can tip this thing right on up like it's supposed to be. And of course you see we have seat belts here and everything else, and you're all set except it's locked back over on that side. But now you get a chance to see what it looks like. And then you can put the grill right back in, so that's not a big problem. It's not anything you want to do every day, but I found that it's the best way to do it. As we showed you before, you can open this hatch up through here, and it sits there, and you could put a long set of skis in here or anything else you wanted to, and it just closes back down. You can see we got a tach. You can see the oil pressure going up. The amp gauge, of course, doesn't hardly move, but that's okay. And here's a radio over here. I never tuned it, so I don't know what radio it's on. Glove box. Looks good. Of course, the shift deal right here. This all works good. Heater, those work. Fan blows cold, or I shouldn't say blows cold, but the fan blows. Let's check out and see how the lights work. That should be park light, headlight. There we go, high beam, low beam. Turn signal left, turn signal right. Wipers, they're single speed. And fog lights. And let's check this out. See, they're not correct way, but this is not a real GT, but the correct way, they don't come on unless the ignition's on. Now, we always take these in and have them service and safety checked before we do the video. This case, we are doing the video ahead of getting it service and safety checked. And here's what happens when that happens. We have tail lights, we have a left turn, and we have the right turn. But we don't have any brake lights. So this is going to go into Joe, an old school garage, and he will go through it and service and safety check, and he will make sure that the brake lights are working. As near as we can tell, the switch is bad. The underside of this thing looks really good and solid. It's got the drain vents on both sides like it's supposed to be. This all looks good in here in these inner panels. Gas tank looks good. Or maybe a new gas tank, I can't tell from this side because it's painted black. All that looks good. The rear end, everything here looks good. Got brand new tires on here. Actually brand new wheels, so we put new style steel wheels on here too. So everything looks good. This rear end, all that looks great. Yeah, now it's got it's kind of welded in here, and they used a wire welder because there's a piece of wire on here yet. And I don't know if it was rusted through. It doesn't look like a patch job particularly. I have no idea. The other side looks all real good. The floor pans all there look good. Like, of course, this whole car has only got 1,700 miles on it, so I don't know what brand mufflers these are, but they look good. Everything, all exhaust is all new and everything. The rockers here are all real nice. The drain plugs are all in here good. All this looks good all the way across. Floor pans, again, look good all the way across. And the drain vents are on both sides are just fine. So you can see the drain vents real good in here. And of course, all along here, the rivet, I shouldn't say rivets, but that's where they welded. This number right here, these numbers are in here just real good, just like they're supposed to be. This whole thing just, it's in great shape. As you can see, these floor pans all look all good all the way up through here. These, all the way back, all this all looks good. Everything here looks good. There's a little patch right here. And other than that, the rest of the floor pans all look good and solid. All these floor pans all the way forward here, both sides look real good. The frame rails here look good. They put these welded tabs on here on both sides here. Why, I don't know. This one looks like it might have had some rust in it right in that one spot, but I don't know why they welded those tabs on particularly, even if it had a little rust in it. I don't see where it would do anything to give you additional support. And this is the bottom, of course, of the transmission. Oh yeah, and they put this piece in here, a driveline guard. It looks like there must have been a bad spot here, and they cut it out. It goes up here, comes over to here, and up through, and they replaced that piece. So right here, it looks like another patch right here. So it's had a little bit of rust repair in it, but overall, I would tell you this thing is in really solid shape. This, of course, is the 4-speed transmission right here, all the way back to the tail shaft and shift linkage and everything into the bell housing. You can see it's got headers on it. Come back here. And you can see it's got brand new motor mounts. This is the bottom of the 302 here. And again, it's only got 1,700 miles on it since it was rebuilt. And I don't know what got on this pan, but these, whatever it is, it stained the chrome. It won't even come off. You can see we got polished pulley on here. All this front end looks good. Of course, we got disc brakes on the front. And everything all along through here looks real good. I like this car. It's really, really a nice fastback. Now, when I was looking at the drain vents, I noticed that Bondo had been pulled over underneath there. And so I want to make sure and see what it looks like. So I got the Bondo checker out here. That was me. I'm starting up on this rounding here so you know. You can see it's all good through here. There's one little spot I found, I think right about there. Whoops, didn't show up, maybe it was me. So you can see it's all good here, and that's the way we like to find them. Now, they get banged in the back here and straightened out and filled. This is all real good. Well, there's a little bit right there, just minor, it's not very big. Goes all across, but then you skim coat it. Again, the side's the same way. I noticed it was pulled underneath there with Bondo. And you can see it's good here. There is a spot right up here we're coming to. There it is. Now this is a 1/16 of an inch, so he could get that much on there and not get it smooth. Now that could be partly me. No, that's right there, it's in there. Sometimes I rock this thing. But see, that 1/16 of an inch is so minor, it just, there's no big hole or anything, it's just the way he skimmed it. Now we're just checking to see what else we find here. Everything's good. I won't be able to go all the way through here in one pass, but I got it way up there. Now we saw a little spot here, right there, 1/16 of an inch. Usually you don't find any rust in here or in this area here either. Whoop, but again, could have been when they put the Bondo on. Again, it's still 1/16 of an inch, so it's all good through there. Now I'll check this door here. That's all good. That was me at the end. We'll continue on with this. I had a guy doing a buyer's inspection the other day, and he had a paint gauge deal. He couldn't tell if there was any Bondo in it or not. He was just telling the depth of the paint. I want to know if there's Bondo. Big deep holes, that's what you're looking for. So, there's a little bit right there. And this is a very common spot in a Mustang, in this corner of the door right here. You look at a lot of Mustangs, a lot of times you'll see bubbles right there. That could be me. Nope, there's a little bit right there. It's very thin, it's just a thin coat. Oh, that was me. And you can see this thing is really, really in good shape. So, there we go. This is what I like to see. It's all real good. You don't see rust in this spot here either. Again, this is one of those spots you don't see rust. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Now, on the other side, we found a little bit in there. I wouldn't be a bit surprised it doesn't show the same on this side. Nope, look at there. It's all good down through here. I think the spots we saw are from the painter just making sure he had a good smooth finish. Oh, that was me. Now we'll take a listen to this 302 running. That's condensation. This will give you a chance to see how this Mustang runs going down the freeway. Now we're heading up on the freeway, northbound. This gives you a good chance to see how this thing runs down the freeway. It runs quite well. Now we're in third gear. We're doing 54 miles an hour. That was fast enough for me. This will give you a chance to see how this other side of this Mustang is. And I'm going to step on it right here. I like driving this. This is really good. It handles good going through the corners and everything. It's just a good driving car. Well, we're back to Draggers, and I hope you enjoyed the short test drive down the freeway so you get an idea how this Mustang runs and drives. It's a neat car. These fastbacks are the best looking rigs around, and I just tell you, they look fast, and this thing is fast.
I'm Andrew Drager, and if you have any questions about this vehicle, please don't hesitate to call or email us.
I'm Jerry Drager, and we're a father-son team, and we hope you enjoyed the video and understand that we really try really hard to go over the vehicle with this video to show you everything. Doesn't mean that I get every single spot or anything else, but I try, and Andrew and I both work really hard to make sure the vehicles are in top shape before they leave here. You got any questions, always give us a call or email us. We'd be more than happy to talk to you. We really invite you to come see them. And if you can't, you should have them inspected. I think it's really important to make sure you understand what you're buying.